All right, so this is our equity log for October. Um, it's our sixth one, I guess. And the first prompt is about our data. And I know that we had a long conversation about our data over the summertime from last year. So I'm not really sure what more to add at this point.
And we did talk about that at the last meeting.
Yeah, we
Together
did.
as a
Yeah,
group
at the
work,
last
yes.
change thing that we did, the curriculum redesign lab in September, we talked about it then. So I'm not really sure what more I can add at this point. To be quite honest, I don't remember much about equity log number 3. I'd have to look that up. But the second prompt, which is the script and how it's going, I think it's going well. I still lost some students. One student, Latinx student, she was coming to my office every single day and was getting extra help, and she was here sometimes for up to 3 hours at a time after class. And then she got sick, and then between her work and being sick, she stopped coming because she couldn't get caught up. She felt she was so far behind. I told her she was fine. I was there to support her, but she just felt like if she couldn't get that A, she was going to be a failure. And I reiterated to her, it's not, everyone would love to get an A, but a B is fine. You can live with a B. And in the end of the day, she dropped out. She said she had to make a decision between getting an A in the class and paying her rent, and so she ended up dropping.
Makes sense.
And so in the classroom, I think I'm more approachable and more relaxed, and I set up my classroom in such a way that when I return exams, I can have a few minutes with everyone out in the hallway to give them their exams and go over their exams individually. And the feedback I've received from that so far is that they really like it. They like getting that feedback, their personal touch. I still have a couple of students that stopped. I had one white male student that just stopped, and I don't know why. He never responded, reached out to him, and then he just dropped. So I think I've improved, but I think I'm still going to lose students no matter what I do, because their life circumstances prevents them from being able to show up every day, and I get that. And even though I do WebExes with them at least once, sometimes twice a week, so students can just drop in and they feel comfortable enough to ask me to do them. So I've done WebEx meetings with students one-on-one that are not in my online class. Some just have life that gets in the way. But overall, I think it's going better. I really won't know, though, until, the end and get the,
The final result.
Yep.
In my situation, I did change the introduction of the students, putting their faces with the story, very short story, on D2L, and I noticed students start to talk to each other and call each other by the names, because when it was in class, they simply forgot about that next day. And now they start to work in the groups, like project, really work with the group, not just in class. And they have to communicate with each other. And for this reason, they communicate with each other much easier, because they know, oh, this person is very busy. She has 3 children. I really have to find the time to talk to her. It means it's good for me to email her and ask what will be much better time for you to see me or have communication with me or something like that. By the way, it helped me to remember students' names. I'm sorry to tell you, but really, and especially some of the names, it's so difficult to pronounce. And when I hear them on D2L how they're doing that, I can do it right before the class to remind myself to call them correctly, because I feel embarrassed if I call them incorrectly. So the rest actually the same, nothing really changed, except I'm watching my words much more carefully, and I pay attention for that. Probably it's better for the students, not probably, for sure it's better for the students, but we will see at the end of the semester how it works.
Yeah, I think the relationships with my students are really good this semester. Students started packing up in class today 2 minutes till, and I looked at my watch and I said, I got 2 minutes. I'm going to go through this. And it's so funny because, when I'm going through the problem, and some will give me answers and some will just sit there, because we had 2 minutes, and I said, I'm not letting you guys go until we get done. The entire class by the end was giving me the answer as a group. It was funny, you know, it was really, it's a really good class. I really like that class. And then the new prompt is, did we reach out to the students that we identified in the last curriculum redesign lab in September? And the answer is yes. So I reached out to her. She showed up a couple of times after class for extra support, and she had missed a class, and then she was there on Tuesday, and she missed today. And I have emailed her. I have suggested that we WebEx. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I think she can do it, but she doesn't open up a lot about what's going on outside of her life. I'm not really certain, you know. Some students tell me their entire life stories. This student has not gave me much, which is fine in and of itself, but if there's something I can do to support them,
You will, but you don't
I will,
know what.
but I don't. And she's very, very shy, very hard to get to engage with the other students. She has a tendency to not ask a lot of questions, even when she's in my office. You know, I'll ask her if she has questions. She has no, so that I'll specifically ask her something that she'll need to answer with more than just a yes or no, and that's when I discover she doesn't understand what's going on. So it's been really hard. I've really spent a lot of time with her, but I'm not certain. Like, I didn't see her today.
I have a problem with one African American guy. He's smart, but he has a lot of gaps in his education, specifically in math. And I try to explain to him what is going on and giving them example. I believe, James, I told you the story. So explain to them, if X is number of the chocolate bars and each bar costs $2, how to get it cost of the all of the bars which you have to buy. And explain to him, if you have one bar, it will be $2. If you have 3 bars, and he answered to me, $6. I said, what did you do? 2 multiplied by 3, wonderful. If you have 10 bars, what you have to do? He said, multiply 2 by 10, it will be 20. I said, wonderful, you have X bars. What it's supposed to be? And he like, I don't know, we don't know what is X. And we were going through this. Finally, like after 15 minutes, we figured out it will be 2X. And the student looked at me and said, Zina, why it took you so long to say it will be 2X? I said, the reason is, I didn't say, you said so. You make conclusion. And this is the duty of teacher, not tutor. I'm not giving you answer. You have to understand how to get. And he stopped to argue with me after that, because he make a decision. I have to explain to him how it's coming and where it's coming from to understand what is going on. I think it's a good example. Is it going to be fine? I don't know. At the end of semester, we will see.
Yeah, well, we'll see on this next test. I reached out to the student, because when she was coming and seeing me every day, she was getting caught up, but she hasn't done much homework, and I reached out to her about that, and I'm really concerned. I really am concerned. I think that given the time she would do fine, but I know that she's got some she's got some holes, some gaps in her math understanding. We'll give it a go. I mean, I'm really trying hard with her, well, with all my students, but I hope,
This is
she's
the person
okay.
who you're concerned about.
Yeah, that's
the
what.
most.
Yeah, I identified her at that last change lab, and I'm not sure how that's gonna go.
Yes.
I think that's it. I think that was our prompts. So
Thank you,
short
guys.
and sweet today. Thanks.
Bye.